Hi Pisces, happy Magic Moon Monday. Welcome back to As Above So Below Healing Tarot. My name is Tiffany. This is going to be a reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus Pisceans. Pisces, we are officially out of Mercury retrograde. We are in Leo season, baby. It is time to rock and roll and shine. I don't know about you, but 2 weeks ago, I was having a lot of fatigue, a lot of mental overload, and I feel so much better on the other side of that. So I don't know if you guys were also dealing with that, but sometimes it's good to know that you're not alone in this spiritual journey that we're all walking. So, but just know that I was feeling it. So, all right, Pisces. Let's see what's going on. And Pisces, for you, I was hearing like your hard work is paying off. So you may be starting to see glimmers that the things that you have been doing are starting to ripple out, because as we know, when we first start something, we want things to be done like this. But oftentimes you see the results of that later down the road. So I kept getting your hard work is paying off, just keep going, keep navigating it, and, just move through it, continue to prosper. I have my Halloween Oracle deck here, and then look at that. We have the Witch, the Earthly Weaver of the Worlds underneath the deck, so we love this, we love her. But we pulled the Owl, Wise Seeing, Wise Action, and we've been getting the owl a lot here lately. So, and owls are very wise, but they also have eyes that are like tubes. So to me, that really resonates with, you see beyond the physical. You have a different perspective because you're built differently, Pisces. And now I feel like you're really using your magic to amplify that and to help sustain your life. I know a lot of people in general, not just Pisces, are going through major shifts and major upgrades. So this, I feel like you're starting to build your life on your strengths. So if you are artistic, you are really leaning into that more. If you are, psychic, you're starting to use your gifts to help others to expand in that way. Whatever that means for you, but I feel like you are, because of your different perspective, because of your natural essence, people are drawn to you, because the more that you step into your magic, the more magnetic you are. I love this. All right, Pisces, let's see what else is going on here. We have the universe, baby, yes. So when we draw this card, this is about sinking into the divine flow. This is about listening to spirit, listening to yourself. So a lot of you may be meditating more. You may be having more downloads of information on which route to go with what, because I really feel like you are just moving out of past energies. So it feels almost like a torch in the fog right now. You are just moving with your team, moving with your guides, moving with spirit, even if you don't know what that looks like. That's very Hecate energy. So, and know that she will always guide you where you are meant to go. But she does so in a way where you have to own your autonomy. You have to own your own energy. And if, for those of you who don't know who Hecate is, she is the goddess of witchcraft. She is the torch bearer. She actually helps guide Persephone out of the underworld to get back into the upper world. She is my patron goddess, and she really has you grow into your strengths and realize how powerful you are. So really listen to your intuition and hold that in high regards, Pisces, because I really feel like it's making big life-changing decisions, really breaking out of the mold. You're breaking out of the matrix of what you've been told that you're supposed to be doing, and you're doing things in your own way. And we have a full moon in Aquarius on Wednesday, which is all about shedding the old paradigms, shedding the old narratives. And Aquarius is the rebel. Aquarius is higher conscious mind. I have a stellium in Aquarius, and you don't tell Aquarians what to do. You know, they have a perspective, especially if you have any Pisces placements. You are meant to go against the grain. You're meant to disrupt, you're meant to buck the system. And you have the truth at the bottom of the deck here. So I really feel like you are seeing the truth of how society is, the truth of other people's opinions, and you're saying, fuck it. Why am I living in this system that I have to run myself ragged? You know, why can't I be my most magical self? Why can't I live in my most authentic truth? You know, you're really challenging the system right now, Pisces. I feel that deeply. All right, we got the light seers. Let's see what's going on here. Alrighty, Spirit, what's going on from my lovely Pisces? And Pisces, if you are looking for a personal reading, hypnotherapy, Reiki, the link for it is in the description box below. I am also going to be putting out a tarot alchemy course in October. So if you are interested in learning tarot, to read for yourself, to read for others, the official date for that will be announced. Just stick around. Okay. All right, Pisces. Woo! And if these messages are resonating, please sprinkle a little magic on that like button, comment, share, subscribe, all the things. Ooh, I love this. Okay, Pisces. All right. We have the 8 of Pentacles, baby. So this is really wielding your magic. You are building your craft. And I think this is also co-creating with Spirit. She's at her altar desk. You know, she's working with the phases of the moon, doing her candle magic, doing her spells, and she's literally watching magic happen in real time because she's putting in the work. I feel like this is you, Pisces. You are grabbing life by the balls and you're really shedding any old attachments that you may have. And I'm going to clarify the devil here, but this is Capricorn energy. And a lot of people read the devil as being, you know, toxic, manipulative, which it definitely is. However, there's another side to the devil, which is about mastery. Capricorn knows how to get shit done, and Capricorn rules the devil card in the tarot. So this is really looking, I feel like you're illuminating those parts of you. If they're sticky, if you don't like certain aspects of you, you are bringing it up to the surface and you're saying, why are you here? Very high priestess of you. You're saying, where is this fear coming from? Why am I so stagnated on taking these next steps? And you're challenging it and you're saying, I am moving forward. I am moving forward out of this lack energy, out of feeling like I can't do something, I can't do blah, 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 you know, all of those old narratives. And you go from the devil to the emperor. Like, that is major elevation, Pisces. You also have the 10 of Wands here. So I think when you really realize that you are done carrying other people's burdens, you're done carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, and you really pull in and you pull back into your own energy and you are staying in your own magical lane, that's when you become the emperor. That's when you become in charge of your world, of your life. And I think you're doing a lot of looking at things and looking at the truth of your life and looking at where these attachments have been siphoning your energy, where you've been giving your energy that it's not fueling you. You know, you're doing a really big reroute right now. Spirit, why is the devil here for Pisces? Why is the devil here? You have the star, yeah. Wishes, dreams, visibility, 4 of Cups, okay. And the Three of Cups. I love that. Oh, and you have the World underneath that. Yeah, Pisces, you're putting an end to being overly humble, feeling like you have to stay in the shadows to be safe. You are really looking at, this can also be a bit of unfulfilled energy where you're seeing the glass half empty instead of half full. And I also feel like because you have been in such a heavy energy, because you've been carrying so much energy that isn't even yours, it has had you feeling like, I don't have the energy to do all of these things that I want to do. I don't have the capacity to hold this next vibration. But I see that you are releasing that with the World card. That is coming to an end. That cycle is closed. You are closing out a big karmic cycle, and you are leaning into spirit. And you have the Star and the Three of Cups here. So you have major support. So you may be leaning on community more. I also feel like you're leaning into your joy more. You are vibrating at a different frequency because you're filling your cup with magic, with the things that you actually want to do, instead of taking on the burdens of so many other people. And that's why you have the Eight of Wands here. That's why you are moving into the Emperor. And it's interesting because a lot of people wouldn't necessarily pair Pisces with the Emperor. The Emperor is Aries energy. However, this is the time, this is the season to be the Emperor, to lean on your masculine energy. And I also feel like a lot of you may have wounds around the masculine, whether it's father wounds, whether it is relational wounds, but you are leaning into your powerhouse energy because you are a powerhouse. And because you have magic on your side, you have the goddess on your side, that is going to amplify even further. Spirit, why is the Ten of Wands here? You have strength. Yeah. Seven of Wands. Oh, Pisces. The Wheel of Fortune. Yes. Perfect. Oh, love this. Yeah. Pisces, the wheel is turning. You're in big transition mode right now. The Ten of Wands clarified by strength, Leo energy, Seven of Wands, persistence, and the Wheel of Fortune. This is somebody who has been carrying the bullshit for too long. And you are finally like, I need help. You're coming to big realizations of, holy shit, I have been carrying this for so long because I have been programmed to do that. And that also dips into the worthiness wound, Pisces. The worthiness of, you are worthy to be the leader of your life. You are worthy to take up space. You are worthy to let down all of these burdens. And this also feels very generational. Generational in, your parents may have worked or grind to death. They may have not taken vacations. They may have taken a lot of their anger and frustration out on you. And that is sticky territory, and it takes a lot of strength to rewrite those neural pathways, because once you realize a lot of the programming that you have been moving through life with has to be deconstructed, that takes a lot of change. It takes a lot of sitting with the self. And when we exit something from our system, we have to put something back in to help fuel us to move forward. I know for me, I have been rewiring my nervous system. I have been out of a traditional job I was never really in a traditional job. It was more, I was working for a spa. And in September, I will have been gone from that spot for a year. And that would mark a year of me diving into the things I love: tarot, the craft, mediumship, all of the witchy things that I came down here to do. That will be a big milestone. And I also started up my own physical space. So it is really leaning on yourself more and knowing that you have the power, you have the capacity to move. This chess piece is really getting my attention, to move yourself into a strategic new cycle. And it may feel a little scary, especially coming from, you know, this, but this is total elevation from the devil to the emperor. Pisces, that is bad bitch moves. And I feel like this is shedding, this is leaving, this is exiting your field. And now you're like, I'm a G. I'm moving through this next cycle with power, with empowerment, with trusting in myself to be the force that I came down here to be. All right, so I want to get some advice for you. Spirit, what advice is here for my lovely Pisces, my muses? Detach. Yep. Says you're being asked to detach from something that you've been holding on to. When we hold on too tightly to the desired outcome, it restricts the flow. Trust that the outcome will work out and let go of your attachment to it. I feel like this is detaching from this devil energy. You have check in. When you think about whatever it is that you're pondering, take a moment to check in with how you feel about it. Do you feel lighter or heavier, excited or filled with dread? Pay attention to your inner guidance. It's always so helpful. That is putting your intuition above everything else, Pisces. That's exactly what you're doing, and that's what that owl energy is. And then you have listen at the bottom of the deck. He says, you're being asked to listen to your inner voice. It's been guiding you to do something or say something, and it's time to act on its wisdom. And Pisces, this is another thing. If you feel like you have been so heady, that is a signal to come back to ground and to meditate. However you meditate, you can go on a walk. You can, you know, put on binaural beats, whatever that is, shamanic drumming. It's time to come back into your body and to hear what your guides, what your intuition is telling you. So, all right. Thank you for being here. Again, please like, share, subscribe. And if you would like a personal reading, hypnotherapy, Reiki, I can do all of those things online. The link for it is in the description box below. And I will see you on the next one. Blessed be. Bye.